And I hope that this conversation is had more publicly on other networks and on other platforms, and it's got to happen in a hurry, because the one thing that's important to note here is y'all know how this works. Court of public opinion, the heat that's put on the league, the heat that's not put on the league. As of July 25th, teams are going to report to camp, and we're going to be glued to our TV watching one-on-one pass rush on NFL Network. We're going to be eating the slop up, and I will be too. I'll be in the front of the chow line, as I always say. And in the beginning of September, we're going to be watching whoever opens the season, and the whole country is going to be huddled around the TV, and we're not going to give a flying fuck about some information-rich 61-page document that, quite frankly, is probably over a lot of people's heads, including mine. I had to work hard to understand this thing in its entirety. So, like, the time to cover it is now. But the number one thing, collusion or not, like, just the involvement in a private equity firm on the low ski is probably enough to get Lloyd up out of there, dude, and JC up out of there for everything that we found out. And then get a guy in that actually has the player's best interests at heart. And I'm looking around and I'm wondering, like, why is it nobody's talking about this? And so that's really confounding to me. I think it's a sad state of affairs in this country and in this, in you know, with everything around this league, where you got a population who's uninformed generally. Mm-hmm. I think that's you know, that mirrors society at large.
Yep.
Right? You got a population who's going to knee-jerk side with the billionaires. They're going to side with the corporations. They're not really going to side with the laborers. They're not going to side with the people. And in this case, it's harder to get people to want to side with the laborers because they have 7 figures on their check when it hits the direct deposit, right? So it's really hard to feel sorry for people that are making millions of dollars. I get that. But doesn't Ty go to the millionaire, not the billionaire? And isn't this about a workforce, right? And the money's there, dude. That's the thing that's crazy to me. People are going to act like when players do something about this, that it's an existential crisis to football and it's selfish, and they're going to be flying into a headwind because consumers only care about what's on TV this Sunday.
Absolutely.
And we have, again, the weakest union, and we are probably the toughest group to mobilize because we don't have leverage where we can say, hey, I'm going to sit out for a year. If you're a great basketball player,
you can do that.
You can do that. If you're a football player, you sit out for a year. Average career is 3 years. And I don't know that anything will happen. Again, like, I'm just more like not discouraged, because to be discouraged would be, I would have had to have been naive. Mm-hmm. I'm more shocked. I'm just like shocked at the lengths people are going to just bury this by just opting out of it.